Hey, what's up, everybody? I just want to do a quick follow-up to yesterday's video about everything going on in Fall River, all the headwinds. And I want to answer a question that people ask me all the time, right? Is now a good time to buy real estate in Fall River? So most people want a yes or a no, but the truth is, guys, markets are just people trading assets for cash. What does that mean? Okay. The psychological freeze. Right now, the real estate market is largely frozen in place, but it can change on a dime. And crypto and stocks have taught me that. Markets are often irrational and driven by fear. Most people are currently stuck, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong move. Sellers are scared to sell for too little, and buyers are terrified of overpaying right before a crash. So the answer I always give people is now a good time to buy real estate in Fall River. The real answer is it depends. It depends on your team, your tools, and your goals. In a volatile market, having a clear understanding of those three things will make the timing glaringly obvious. Okay. So the uncertainty that exists right now with all those things I talked about yesterday creates the opportunity. Okay, so regulation, oversupply, tax shifts, these factors create massive downward pressure on rents and values, especially in older multifamily segments. There is a potential for a market crash if rent control passes. Distressed sellers. Uncertainty scares casual investors and institutional money. Many weekend landlords will be looking for an exit as these risks hit and tax shifts hit their bottom line. This creates motivated sellers and emergent off-market opportunities. The buyer advantage is less competition. The institutional smart money often pauses during regulatory shifts, okay, leaving a vacuum for specialized local experts. Higher risk exists, but it's offset by lower entry prices for those who can manage the risk efficiently. The seller reality is that markets are purely situational. If you have to sell, you got to be perfectly optimized, guys. Low vacancy, documented improvements, all your ducks in a row. Otherwise, you're going to get liquidated. All right. So there's three pillars you got to know to be successful that I mentioned before. So number one, you got to have the right advisors. Okay. If you have a heart problem, you don't go to your foot doctor, you go to your heart doctor. Treat real estate the same. Okay. I see so many bad takes. All right. If you're looking for an advisor who's telling you marry the property, date the rate, that is dangerous, bad advice. You know what I mean? Like, just get into a bad situation and you can refi later so I can get paid. Thanks. All right. The other thing I see is, renting is just throwing money away. You need to buy now and build equity. Guys, again, you need to have a solid foundation. Okay. It's okay to rent if you're building a foundation. I talk about that in a lot of these videos. All right. The days of the accidental landlord success, those days are over, guys. The hobbyist is dead. You got to be dialed in. You got to have a strong foundation if you can get in this business, and you got to have the right advisors showing you the way. Okay. Why am I a good advisor? Guys, we're brokers. Okay, we understand the transaction, the local nuances. I'm a contractor. I know what these buildings cost to maintain and rehab. I've been there. I've done that. I've done the flips. We manage these properties. Okay, a lot of us have friends who get us into bad situations. I can't tell you how many people I meet that a friend with a license convinced them to buy this multi. They had to buy it right now. And a couple of months go by after the closing. The friend is long gone. All right. And the reality for these people is they're over their head and totally undercapitalized. Okay. When the cash flow dips, they have no reserves to cover the spread. So don't let a friend sink your financial future just because they have a license. Seek out good advisors. That's the most important thing you can do. Okay. If you got a heart problem, don't go to a foot doctor. All right. Number two, the right tools. We give these tools away on our site. I've been building these tools for years. I give them away, whether you use me or not. I don't care. I just want everyone to be successful and educated. Okay, so use these tools. fortifiedrealty.net/investor-toolkit. Okay, we have three tools on here: buy and hold analyzer, flip analyzer, and flip to BRR analyzer. All right, our buy and hold analyzer, if you're looking to buy, it's right here. Click on the link. It gives you the information. I got a tutorial video. This is a tool that I've used to underwrite deals, to underwrite buildings many times over the years. I've walked into banks and been successful. Okay. This is everything you need to understand the numbers. Your advisory team should know these numbers and how they work and the relationship between them to help you understand the reality of owning these buildings. The only thing I ask in return, all right, is obviously, we want to work with you, but the only thing I ask in return on the second tab here, just give me a 5-star review if you like the tool. All right. Go on Google, give me a review. It really helps. All right, guys. So our buy and hold analyzer. So make sure you have the tools and understand the math of what you're buying, and your advisor can have that conversation with you so you can sit down, right? And you can make the right decision. All right. And those two things together brings us to pillar number 3, creating the right plan. Okay. And once you understand your strategy, the reserves you need, your exit plan, how you're going to mitigate risk, the right time becomes clear as day, even in a crash. All right. Real estate is just part of a wealth building plan. We help you build that plan. Guys, I make videos all the time about other investments, stocks, crypto, other ways to build your reserve so you can get to real estate and be well capitalized and in a good position. All right. So don't wait for clarity that may never come. Build your team right now. All right, guys. So I wish you all a happy new year. 2026 is looking amazing. I'm very bullish on the future. And hopefully this video will put into perspective what we talked about yesterday and the right way to navigate those challenges to be successful. Because at the end of the day, whether you're my client or you're not my client, I want everyone to be successful. And I just want to educate people and teach people how to harness the tools that are out there and how easy it is to be successful in 2026. All right, guys, happy new year. Talk to you next year. Thanks.